Hello friends, welcome to the course on Complete CPP. So today we are going to see what are C++ arrays. So an array is a data structure which stores a fixed size sequential collection of elements of the same type. Same type is a very important word. So this is how array is a collection and it is stored in contiguous memory location. Array is always stored in this way. And the elements stored in these boxes in the arrays is always of the same data type. That is, if the array declared is of integer data type, then the array can store only integer elements inside it. Okay. The next thing to remember is array indexing always starts with 0 and it ends with n minus 1, where n is the size of the array. Now here as you see, array size is 5. So the indexing starts with 0 and ends with 5 minus 1, that is 4. So this is how array elements are stored and array elements are referenced by this index. Now let us see what are the declaration, how we can declare the array. Type. This is the base type of the array, which specifies that what type of elements will be stored in this array. That is specified by this base type. Now array name. Array name is the name by which the array can be referenced for the use, and this size defines how many elements that array will be able to hold inside it. That is, if the size is 5, then 5 elements can be stored in this array. Now example you can see here, double distance 10. Friends, double is also a data type and it stores some decimal values. You can also store some decimal values. The array name given here is distance and this is the size of the array. This means that 10 distance elements can be stored in this array. Or you can also declare the array like this. If you have some predefined values for the array, if you don't want to input it from the user, then you can also declare it like this. Double distance 5. This is 5 is the size of the array, and so we have to declare 5 elements inside it of type double. Double, that is decimal values we can take. So we have declared 1000.0, 2.0, 3.4, 7.0 and 50.0. This is also the way we can declare the array. So this is how the array is stored inside the memory. It is referenced by this distance name, size is 5, so the indexing starts with 0 and ends with 5 minus 1, that is 4, and the elements are stored in this fashion. So this is how the array is declared. Now, what about accessing the array elements? How can the array elements be retrieved from the way they are stored in the memory? How can we access those elements? Let us see. Now, double student 4 marks is equal to mark 4. Now, we want to store the marks of student 4 inside this variable student 4 marks, which is of data type double. So we want to carry out some operations on this marks of the student 4. That is a mark that is stored in the array which can be referenced by mark of 4. Mark is the name of array and 4 is the index of that array of which we want the value. Okay, so this is how the mark array is. This is mark 0, that is 0th index. This is mark 1, mark 2, mark 3 and mark 4. So if you want this student's mark, we can reference it by mark of 4, that is mark of 4, and then we get this value and it is stored in student 4 marks of type double data type, and then we can carry out the operations or we can display the student's mark by cout student 4 marks, or directly we can cout mark of 4. So this is how array elements can be accessed. To give you the more clear idea about how array elements are accessed, let us see this example of displaying the multiplication table of 5. Okay, so hash include IO stream. You are including this IO stream inside this program for the input output operation using namespace std int main. Now we are declaring the array over here of size 10, that is it can hold only 10 values. The name of the array is n. This is the for loop which we are applying for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Now we want to store the value, we want to assign a value to the array, to the array element. We don't have anything stored inside the array yet, only the array is created. So n of I, that is n of 0 term, that is I is equal to 0 now, first initialization statement. So n of 0 is equal to 5 into 0 plus 1, that is 5 into 1. So n of 0 is equal to 5. So 5 value will be stored at n of 0, that is first element of the array is 5. Then update statement I plus plus, I will become 1 now. Now 1 is less than 10, yes it is. Then n of 1 is equal to 5 into 1 plus 1, that is 5 into 2. So n of 1 is equal to 10. So the value 10 will be stored at position n of I, that is n of 1, that is first position 10. Now again I plus plus, the value will become 2, 2 is less than 10, n of 2 is equal to 5 into 2 plus 1, that is 5 into 3, 5 3s are 15. So n of 2 is equal to 15. The value 15 will be stored at index 2. So this is how the program works. Once I plus plus becomes 10, the statement isn't satisfied and then this loop ends. And this is how we can see the elements are stored inside the array, referenced by n. N is the array name, right? Now we are printing element value and end L. This is for printing the array elements on the screen. This is stored in the memory. Now we want the user to know that what values are stored in the memory, so we need printing it. So for int j is equal to 0, j is less than 10, j plus plus again to print the values, and we are just doing cout n of j, that is first, and end L. End L is nothing but printing any element on the next line. The program starts printing from the next line, that is end L. Okay, it's same like slash n. You can also use slash n. Slash n is a sequence, escape sequence, which is also for new line escape sequence to get a new line. Okay, so n of j, that is n of first 0. So n of 0 will be printed. What is n of 0? N of 0 is 5. So 5 is printed on the screen. Then again, when j becomes 1, n of 1, 10 will be printed. Now again j plus plus, n of 2 will be printed. And this is how we get the table of 5, multiplication table of 5 on a screen. Return 0, it returns from this, back from this main function. So things to remember when working with arrays in C++ is array index out of bound exception. Now suppose we have an array of size 10 stored. So we have only 10 values stored inside. The array. So if I try to print array of 14, that is 14th element, array of 14 from the array, 15th element from the array, then I'll get an error of array. Then I'll get an error of array index out of bound exception. Because why? Because this element doesn't exist in this array. Now let us see how to calculate average of numbers using array. We have declared the array of array name num, size is 100, so we can store 100 elements inside it, and this is the data type float. Float is smaller than double, and in this float we can store decimal numbers. Enter the number of data, how many numbers you want to enter, that is n. Now if I want to enter only 10 numbers, so it will ask me to enter only 10 numbers. It will take the user input from this cin statement in the array num of I. Then it will just add sum plus equals to num of I, that is in this sum variable, sum is initially 0 here declared. In this sum variable, that num of 0 will be added, that is sum is equal to sum plus n of 0, that is sum is equal to 0 plus the first element of the array will be added, and this loop will continue till this condition is satisfied, I is less than n. So all the numbers will be summed up in this variable sum. Now after this loop ends, average will be calculated, which is equal to sum divided by n. So this sum value divided by the number of elements will always give you the average. So then we are printing average is equal to average. So this is how the program ends, and this is how we access the array elements inside the program. I hope you understood C++ arrays, and I hope you enjoyed the lecture. Thank you so much.